Tell me the whole story one more time.
I reestablished...
This is 75.
Yeah. I reestablished contact with him.
With who?
With Paulie.
Yeah.
And we sit around talking about the old days and about the jail with me and Hill. I was there with him, you know.
Yeah.
We shared what they call a block cell, you know. A cell with 4 beds, you know. I was in the room with him for a part of the bit. And then I had to go back to Dannemora because my federal sentence, a 2-year federal sentence, was over, you know. And I went back to finish the other 8 months that I had before they released me for good.
And you were in the clink with Vario when?
When I was doing the 2-year sentence, when I did the habeas corpus.
Okay, right, with Younger.
Right.
So then one day you get a phone call out of the blue from Paul Vario.
No. I remembered that Paulie was around the corner at Mountain Avenue. So I stopped by to see him. Said hello, a big hug and a kiss, you know. Have a drink, you know, and we used to sit in his trailer. We'd sit and bullshit about the old times and the good times and the jailhouse and the fun we had in the joint, you know. Because you know, the funny thing about that is, like every jail that I went to, every jail, even the federal joint, I ran it.
How did you end up again at Vario's place, that infamous day?
No, like I said, I used to come there. I used to go there like maybe twice a week, 3 times a week, just to stop by and have a sandwich, because he used to make some good food. And I used to have lunch or something with him. And one day he said to me, come by tomorrow, I got something good to show you. And so the next day I came there. And when I came there, he took me in the back room, right next to the smasher.
Was it like a warehouse place?
No, it was a big open lot.
Okay.
With a building on it that contained a lot of junk with a lot of electricity, like you see in the movies, where you press buttons and the thing crushes up and down.
Cars, yeah.
Right. So he brought me in there, showed me, said, take a look at this. And I went, whoa.
It was, what was the car?
The car was a Cadillac.
And you said it was immaculate.
Limousine, clean as a whistle. And I said, why are you going to smash the car? He said, because the body's in there. We want to kill her. We want to get rid of everything. We want nothing left. You know? Yeah. And he knew about it. In fact, he went to his death knowing that he smashed the... But he never talked.
Where was this guy placed? Where was Hoffa placed in the car?
In the back seat, you know, on the floor.
And just wrapped up in a...
The limo, wrapped up in a rug. An Oriental rug.
Oriental rug. Okay,
yeah.
Okay. And then he pulled the flap back and showed you who he was?
Yeah. He opened the back door. Limo, you know?
Yeah.
It was like not a stretch limo, but a limo.
Yeah, right.
And then he opened up the back door and he lifted the flap back and said, see who that is? I said, holy shit. You know, but
you recognized him immediately.
Yeah, he wasn't missing more than a day or two, you know?
Yeah.
And so when I did see the newspaper that he disappeared, I knew immediately, you know? I didn't tell anybody.
How do you think he ended up in New York?
They drove him to New York from Chicago or from Detroit.
Is that right? Do you think they whacked him in New York or whacked him in Chicago?
They whacked him in Chicago at the luncheonette.
Oh my goodness.
When he got back in the back of the limo. The guy who played his partner in the movie was Luigi, the little guy. The little guy who was supposed to be his best friend. It was arranged by him. He was a contract.
Wow.
Oh yeah, no, the fucking body.
So then, while you were there,
It was the body was ashen. It was like 2 days dead.
Okay.
3 days dead tops.
okay. But while you were there, they just picked up that car. What, the forklifts?
They got the giant crane, you know, and lifted it over and placed it on the top of in the bed of the crusher. And they proceeded to turn on the electricity and crush it while I was there.
And you were so close you got splattered on.
Well, he was, yeah, I got splattered on with the water. And I was afraid because he was washing off the water as the machine was, he had the hose on the machine while the machine was crushing. And some water got on me, and I was afraid that the water was going to be mixed with
Hoffa's blood.
With blood, so I decided to take my fucking, go home. I went home there. My daughters were living with me then. We were living in New York. And I just took the clothes and rolled them up and threw them out in the street in a
Dumpster,
you know?
So you knew then how important this thing was that you've been watching.
What?
You knew then how
No, I
important.
really didn't know.
Oh, really?
I used to just laugh when the newspapers came out and said that so-and-so said that the body was in Yankee Stadium, you know, that so-and-so said that the body was buried in the
Giant stadium or under some bridge.
or under a concrete bridge. I used to laugh. I used to go, and whoever happened to be with me, I'd say, yeah, bullshit. Little they know.
Wow.
And I kept it to myself, you know, most of my life. When the news would come on and say, they think so-and-so says he was to be buried in Yankee Stadium, I thought it would laugh, and I'd laugh. And they say, and my brother even once said, point blank to me, yeah, he's in Detroit. He's at the steel mill.
And so he was whacked because he was shaken down.
No, they were afraid.
Yeah, they were afraid he'd get arrested and spill the
Because
beans.
the cops were so hot on him.
Yeah.
And he had gone through so much shit that he was starting to, you know, like the story about the guy, the wise guy who goes to the psychiatrist. They were afraid that that's what he would, you know, he would weaken.
Yeah.
You know, even though they knew he was a stand-up guy, you know, but you don't even put a stand-up guy in a position where he's going to get that kind of pressure and rock.
Yeah.
You never know. You never know what they can come up with to convince a guy to be a stupid. You know, and so Paulie made a comment about, yeah, they just put too much pressure on him. We're all dead.
Who called the contract? Who wrote the contract?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know who it was. But it was somebody up there.
But they had to fly by Sonny, by Paulie.
I'm sure he did. I'm sure they did.
Yeah. Son of a bitch.
How to give the final okay, like the judge had to make the...
Oh, he's the judge. They had to fly by him.
Yeah.
Yeah. He knew everything.
Yeah.
I'll be damned.